Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining. We're going to get started in about 7 minutes for my people who are early. I see our speakers logging on. If my speakers, when we get ready to start, you can all turn your cameras on so people can meet you. So that's just for my people here early, but we get a little behind the scenes. Make sure that your sound is on. If you're using any video, when you share screen, hello, how are you? when you're sharing screen, just make sure that you click both share sound and optimize any video if you're sharing any video that's for my speakers. For my guest, you can keep your cameras off during the first part of the presentation. You're going to have an opportunity to go into breakout rooms so you can actually turn your camera on and ask all the questions that you may have depending on what speaker you decide to be with today. My name's Ashlee Thomas. I'm here as a community liaison for Uptown Avenue 7, and we're very excited to have you here early. I'm gonna put on some jazz music so you guys can enjoy. Get your tea, grab a notebook, and get ready for the meeting. Thank you so much.
Oh my God, yes, the other day she grabbed my. It's like.
Thank you to my on time and early people. Welcome to Uptown Avenue 7's Compliance 101 workshop. We're going to give it just a few more minutes to get, and when I say a few more minutes, like 2 more minutes to get a few more guests in so, we can get as much valuable information to as many people as possible. And we are waiting for just 2 more of our presenters and we'll get started. Thank you again for being here with us. Everyone. Thank you so much for joining today. My name is Ashlee Thomas. I'm here as a community liaison for Uptown Avenue 7. Uptown Avenue 7 is a part of the Northwest 7th Avenue Community Redevelopment Agency. What is a CRA? Kevin will talk to you a little bit more about that today. But it runs right from about 79th Street, a little bit before 79th Street, all the way down to the Golden Glades, up Northwest 7th Avenue, with a tiny portion of the city of North Miami excluded from that. But if you are on 7th Avenue, even if you're not yet, is this place to be. We have some great information for you today. There's lots of funding out there for your businesses right now. If you're a startup, a sole proprietor, a nonprofit, if you run a business and you're compliant, you can get money, and there are people working to support what you do. So America is a space for business, and there are business perks. So we have some great people. We're going to talk a little bit about that with you today. I'm going to talk to you a little bit about compliance as well, how I'm involved with Uptown Avenue 7. I run an arts production company. Each year we produce the Uptown Avenue 7 Arts and Culture Festival. This year will be virtual with some physical events, and this is a part of our getting to know community and letting people know who's out there and what's going on. So again, my name is Ashlee Thomas, Community Liaison. I'm going to go ahead and just let my presenters quickly introduce themselves before they get into presentation. So is Kevin, are you here yet? Out to Kevin Greiner, he's going to be with us in a few minutes. He is the Economic Development Coordinator for Uptown Avenue 7. Robert Jones, he is actually the grant administrator for grants for Uptown Avenue 7 with Neighbors and Neighbors. Maria, if you can introduce yourself.
All right, I'm unmuted now. My name is Maria Coto. I'm the Executive Director of Partners for Self-Employment. We're a local nonprofit organization concentrating on providing small business loans to businesses that are either credit challenged or just starting out. And we also do some training and technical assistance and capacity building work.
Perfect. Naderah, if you can introduce yourself.
Oh, there, here I am. Hello, everyone. I am Naderah Munajj. I am a professional performing artist and a tax preparer and financial professional for entertainers and entrepreneurs. I have offices in both Miami, Florida and in Atlanta, Georgia, and I service entertainers and entrepreneurs specifically in the realm of finances related to income taxes, investments, as well as credit restoration.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you for being here with us. Marcela, if you can introduce yourself. Oh, you're muted. Okay, I'm sorry about that.
Perfect. I'm here. Well, good afternoon, everyone. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, good. So I'm Marcela Llinas. I am with the Community Fund of North Miami-Dade. We are a nonprofit organization that provides support, both access to capital and also to, we call know-how, technical assistance to small businesses in Miami-Dade County. We help both startups and also established businesses, and very happy to be here with you today. Thank you for the invitation, Ashlee.
Thank you for being here. And Kevin, if you can go ahead and introduce yourself.
Let me unmute. There we go. Hi, everyone. Kevin Greiner. I'm the Economic Development Consultant to the CRA. I help businesses put together their business plans, their property redevelopment plans, and provide assistance on an individual basis to businesses that are in the CRA and interested in moving into the CRA. About the CRA, sorry I came in late, but if Ashlee hasn't mentioned, this CRA, more than anyone that I've seen in the state of Florida, is really committed to its small businesses that are there and small businesses that want to move onto 7th Avenue. Unlike a lot of other places, and I won't name names, there's a kind of a downhill slide into just buying a property and then ending up courting large developers who end up displacing a lot of people. This CRA is absolutely not that. We are built, the board is actually absolutely committed, and everything we do is about supporting small business development and growing our local entrepreneurial talent.
Perfect. That's a perfect segue, Kevin. So we want to let you all know that we have brought on a good team of people to make sure you can access what you need. So Uptown Avenue 7, like Kevin said, is here for the small businesses. I'm a small business that actually gets to work with the CRA, and I'm watching them develop the community as we go. So it's important that all of those businesses that you tell them about this, because it's real, guys. It's real. The money is real, and all these people are going to tell you about it. These resources are real, and our goal is to make sure that you have access to them and that you spread the word to all the small and local businesses, because everything that is big was once small. And so we can develop the community from the inside out, as opposed to, like Kevin said, which to no fault of their own, moving quickly to build a city, many people are displaced when larger developers are entertained. So the first thing we have to do is make sure we're compliant. I know this is the boring part sometimes, but these things are very necessary to make sure. I'm going to see if I can just go ahead, and if all of my speakers, just really quickly, when I introduce you again, you can turn your camera on so we can spotlight you. I'm going to go ahead and start with the first part of the presentation and pin myself on here. Perfect. All right. So what do we mean? I just want to get into definitions of what we mean by compliance. Some of you saw this last week. Some may see it now. How this is going to go, it's a speed presentation from each of these presenters. They are going to talk to you about 5 to 7 minutes about what they do or less and what services they provide. And then the last 30 minutes of this workshop is going to be breakout sessions. So you'll have an opportunity to hop between rooms. I'll be staying in the main room to actually go through compliance websites and startups and like walking you through what it takes to get those paperworks done. And then any necessary questions you have, once you hear their presentations, you can hop right in that room. If you finish with them, you hop back in the main room and you can go into another room as well. So we'll get to that at the end. So let me get right into those definitions for you for compliance. All right, and everyone can see that Compliance 101. I'm going to go ahead and click there. Where the money resides. We all want to know where the money resides. I got people on here to tell you all about it. The important thing is that you are compliant before you actually apply. So let me make sure I just erase this one right here. There we go. First things first, are you registered on sunbiz.org? Make sure you're registered. If you're working under a different name and you're a sole proprietor, you should have that fictitious business name registered. You have to pay, I believe $150, just about $100. I've done it a long time ago. And then you can be registered to actually do business in the state of Florida. Okay, there we go. Click through that. Sorry, let me close that. Sorry, guys. 1 second. Do you have an EIN? If you're a sole proprietor and you're using your social security, you don't have to do that. You can actually use an EIN number, a federal tax ID number. Everyone's going to ask you for that. So if you want to protect those very personal numbers, everyone else has to have one to do business. And so this is where we'll go today. And if you haven't done this yet, that's okay. You need a business tax receipt. We'll walk through the 2 counties that we serve, Miami-Dade County, City of Miami as well, so that you can see where you get those business tax receipts. Your annual reports, okay, always due before the 1st of May. Otherwise, you get a late fee. It's $400 and no one can change that. So it's like those 4 basic things are important for you to actually be compliant. So in my session, I'm going to actually walk you through those steps and show you where those websites and answer any questions to the best of my ability. One thing I didn't mention here, but is very important for compliance, and is taxes. Right? So you have to be up to par. You want to get those grant funds, you want to get that money. You have to have your taxes filed, right? And some of us, we owe taxes, but that doesn't matter. Still file them. Okay. You can work out payment plans with the IRS, and Naderah will actually talk more to you about that. I'm going to just rewind 1 slide to have Kevin. I want you to come right back on. He is here as our representative for Uptown Avenue 7. Robert is not here with us today. So Kevin, I just want for people here to hear those perks. So we're going to start with the perks. Like when you're compliant, what are you eligible for? And if you can tell us specifically about different tax incentives and grants that are happening on Uptown Avenue 7 for the people. I'm going to throw it to Kevin.
The 3 grants that are out right now with the CRA is, first we have an emergency grant. which is any business that's already in the CRA. You're eligible for up to $7,500, depending on how many employees you have. That money can be used for anything: buying inventory, paying rent, utility bills, salaries. We're putting that money out, and it's been actually very successful to date to help keep people open during the pandemic, and that's been very successful. The second grant that's out, and this is due at the end of the month, so you still have time to put it together. It's called our Commercial Improvement Program, and that's a grant that's up to $50,000 with a 25% match, and that can be used for any physical improvement inside or outside of your property if you own property on 7th Avenue. It can also be if you're leasing. The owner of the property will have to apply, but if you're just leasing property, it can be used to make improvements to your space in somebody else's property as long as you have a lease. So if you're not on 7th Avenue right now, we're encouraging people to apply and then find space, and you can use that to build it out. If you're currently leasing and you want to make improvements, just let your property owner know, and you can apply for the grant. They'll get the benefit of having the improvements made. You'll get new space out of it. And the third grant we have is our business investment and innovation grant. That's an equipment grant. $10,000, up to $10,000, free and clear. There's no match. That's for any kind of equipment, computers. We've done everything from barber chairs to barber equipment, beautician equipment, cosmetic making equipment, all the way up to high-end $50,000 print machines, doing very sophisticated print operations. So any equipment, including vehicles, as long as they're used and kept in the CRA, but that's an equipment grant, and you can apply for both. They're both due on January 31st. So that's why this compliance session is really important. We're encouraging everybody who's either on 7th Avenue already, or if you're looking to move on to 7th Avenue, look at space. We'll entertain an application, even if you currently don't have space, because we're looking to encourage good businesses moving on to 7th Avenue, but get those applications in, because this is some of the best money that's available in Florida. These are very generous grants. And again, it's all targeted at small businesses. This grant money doesn't go to national chains. You actually have to be a locally owned small business. That's what we mean about this commitment to small business. So get those grants, get compliant, get those grants in, and we're looking at a record year this year. So get your grants in and get those improvements. We're going to beautify the avenue. Ashlee?
Thank you so much, Kevin. Francois did ask, let's see, boom. Francois did ask if there is office for rent in 7th Avenue area. And I think, Kevin, you just answered that. Making sure you can go and look for spaces. So you still want to go and do your due diligence as a, interested owner. So you just go through, we can show you the areas and the boundaries on the map where 7th Avenue, the CRA lands, but you'll have to do those conversations together. Kevin will be able to direct you also maybe for your needs and areas that are best to start looking for. And actually, I believe Seltzer Law Firm, which is on 7th Avenue, has some co-working space that is available. So Kevin is your resource for that and can definitely connect you with those businesses. Anything you want to add to that, Kevin?
Yeah, actually the best place to start is LoopNet, LoopNet, loopnet.com. It's the best commercial real estate listing there is. It's free to use, and their space turns over on 7th Avenue all the time. So there's always something coming up available, and the LoopNet is the first place that everybody lists to.
Perfect.
And Ashlee, I'm going to have to leave in a few minutes, unfortunately, but if you can leave my email and phone number, feel free to call or email, and I can, we're here to help out.
Absolutely. And just a few, no problem. Thank you so much, Kevin, for being here with us. Kevin actually will have Uptown hours available. So we'll be working with his schedule once a week. If you need that one-on-one time, we'll be able to connect you directly with him so that you can get those questions answered for Uptown Avenue. Thank you, Kevin.
All right. Thanks, Ashlee.
All right. And then Maria actually said something really important about compliant. There was one other thing, and we'll go through it as well, is your DUNS number. Okay. Your DUNS and Bradley number. So I'm just track backing a little bit about those really 5 major things that you need for compliance. It's like your credit inquiry for your business. And so having that DUNS number, people will ask for those things because they're granting you loans or they're granting you, funding, and they want to start to prove that you can pay, very much like your Equifax, but for your business. And we'll get into that. I'm going to go ahead and push forward in our workshop. So Kevin went over what's available for Uptown Avenue. I want to turn it to my friend Maria Coto. She's amazing. We actually, my company actually did a course with her. It was a phenomenal course, Partners for Self-Employment. Please tell us about what you do, where you are, what you're doing, Maria, and how we can access those services.
Sure. And thank you again, Ashlee, for the invitation. This is actually part of my job that I actually enjoy, is this sharing of information, because I think that one of the things that we've got to be very careful about is access, right? And that's basically what the premise that Partners for Self-Employment works on, is ensuring that everyone has equal access to the resources that are available in the community. So we do a lot of training and technical assistance. Sometimes that's done one-on-one, sometimes that's done in a group environment or a boot camp type environment. But all of the training and technical assistance really is designed around helping you either start your business or get your business from where it is right now to where you want it to be. And then of course we back that up with lending. So we do no credit, no collateral lending, based on not only your business needs, but where you are in business. So we do loans as small as $5,000, and they increase from there. And then very recently, as part of CARES Act funding, we've been able to do forgivable loans. So basically they're loans that are provided to small businesses to retain jobs. Sometimes that job is the job of the business owner. And those loans are forgivable. So they're anywhere up to $25,000 based on the number of jobs that are going to be retained, and the average expenses that a business had for 3 months pre-COVID. So we're talking today about compliance and a couple of things that are small businesses, right? The small businesses that are kind of community-based, self-made, mom and pop type businesses. One of the things that our businesses tend to do is not be compliant because they think they're getting over on the system. So I'm not going to tell the IRS about my income. I'm not going to pay taxes. I'm not going to declare whatever. And what that's doing, unfortunately, is it's harming our small business community, because now there's resources that you can access relatively easily that you're not able to access. So if you take nothing else away from today's session, it is, if you are not currently in compliance, there are agencies out there that are designed to help you get in compliance so that you can maybe take advantage. Maybe you haven't been able to take advantage of anything thus far, PPP, forgivable loans, EIDL, or any of those programs. But if you work on your compliance now, we know that there's another round of funding that's becoming available. So start to work on those things now so that you can participate.
Thank you, Maria. Y'all heard that. Okay, you are not getting over, you're hurting yourself. Okay, if you're not compliant, you're hurting yourself. It may seem like it, but we're gonna make it happen, right? That's why everybody's here. Compliance is kind of boring, right? It's like, the Excel sheet that no one gets to see the colors, but it's the thing that brings in those funds and let all that beautiful art be on your walls. All right. I'm going to pass it over to Marcela because we want to tell you the perks. We want to show you what's out there with Community Fund of North Miami.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Ashlee. So the Community Fund of North Miami-Dade is a nonprofit, and really our mission is as well to support small businesses, both startups and those are on a growth path. And we do these by having a two approach, lending and also technical assistance. So what we're really trying to do is to help to meet the businesses where they are and help them access, going back to the word that Maria was talking about, the resources, the knowledge, the experts, so that they can get their business where they need to be or become compliant or be well positioned to take on the opportunities and the potential that they have. If you don't have this compliance, if you don't have these systems, if you don't have this foundation, it's really hard to be able to tap into the potential that your business has. And so what we really want to do is help you get there, either directly or through a network of partners that we work with to ensure that you have access to those resources. And then we also have the loans, and the loans are, you can use them for startup funding, or you can use them for, you need to invest in that equipment so that you can, create more widgets, or you're able to take on this contract, or you need to be able to expand. So those funds are there. We start at 10,000 and we can go up to 100,000. We do look at credit. So it's one of those things that I want to make sure that you keep in mind. It's not an overnight thing. In everything with being able to access funding, access grants, access really many opportunities that you will have by being compliant. This is really not an overnight thing, and it can be boring, but it doesn't have to be boring, and you don't have to be doing it alone. Because Maria said there's many organizations helping you and helping small businesses do that. And one of those things is credit. So just my best piece of advice is don't wait until you need it. Start working ahead of time, because it's going to be in the best of your interest to be preparing, to increasing your credit, to increasing the situation, to show the funding, to show the growth of the company over time. It doesn't happen overnight. So start today. Today is the best day to start if you're not there. And then just know that little by little, you're going to get where you need to be to tap into all of those opportunities. We also have, we're working on doing some PPP applications as well this time. We have some small mini grants for businesses that were affected for COVID-19. But for these, you have to be in compliance. You have to show that you were in business as of January of 2019. And so again, just to show how really being compliant helps you get many opportunities. But the other thing is our parent organization, which is the Opa-locka Community Development Corporation. It's an organization that has been helping the community for 40 years now in many different areas. So we also, being part of the Oil CDC family, we offer wraparound services that can help you, your employees or your family members in many different areas. We have the Tech Hire Center, which is a place where when we are open, and we go back to different office spaces, we have computers, and you have the opportunity to go there and then work and have access to the internet, to 3D printing. You can make copies. It's like a little mini working space where you can just go. It's free of charge and open to the community. We also have a group. We have a workforce development center. So you can also, if you're looking for people, they can help you. They can help you get some funding to help you hire those individuals. Or maybe anyone in your family that can also improve their skills to access employment. We have our family wraparound services, education. So there's a whole lot of other services surrounding what we do as a community fund from our family at the Opa-locka CDC.
Awesome. So thank you so much, Marcela. So I'm showing you guys, we're bringing you people who we've worked with. And so I'm speaking now as a small business. We've received funding from Community Fund North Miami. We've used the services at Opa-locka CDC. We're not in that area, but they service many businesses and different opportunity zones. So we're bringing you resources. Maria with Partners for Self-Employment, we receive funding to help our business expand and grow, or we're approved for funding through her agency. From Nana with Robert, we've received funding. So we're giving you the people. With Naderah, who's worked with taxes, she's worked with us specifically indirectly. So I'm gonna go ahead and throw it over to you, Naderah. So you heard about the perks, and now we're getting into that structure of compliance. All right, so tell us, why is it important for us to have those taxes complete?
Okay, perfect. Wow, you guys, I'm getting so much great information from you all as well. And I can share that with my community as well, because obviously, as I delve so much into the interest of income taxes and making sure that people are in compliance in that realm, obviously you're providing so much more information that I could take over to my community. So thank you guys for that. But it's important to have compliance with your taxes, just because like many of these people who spoke, like Marcela and Maria, oftentimes when you want to go to lenders and funders, they oftentimes want to see your tax receipt. They want to see what you filed, what sort of income that you have for your organization in order for them to fund you, because oftentimes you have an identity yourself as an individual, but your business has to have an identity of itself as well. So you want to think of your business as a separate entity from you. A lot of people ask me the question all the time, you know, what's the difference in just having a sole proprietorship or an LLC when I file my taxes? And to be honest, the IRS doesn't look at those any differently. However, when we prepare your taxes, we can prepare you a Schedule C or a Schedule K, or we can file you as an F Corp if that's what you elect to be filed as, so that your business can have an identity of itself. For those individuals who have smaller organizations, it's maybe just you working on a side hustle outside of your corporate 9-to-5 job. You have a small business, you're starting to invest inside of it, you're starting to see a little bit more losses on it. You don't necessarily have to be in specific compliance, like Ashlee stated, with having your LLC and having your EIN, because the government will definitely tax you just like a sole proprietor, because that is your side hustle. However, if you do want your business to grow, if you do want to see your business go from something that you just operate inside of your home and you want to see it expand, it is definitely important to get in compliance no matter what state that you're in, to register with your state, to get your EIN so that you can have an identity for your business separate from itself. For myself as a tax preparer, I have worked with several entrepreneurs who have small sole proprietorships all the way to LLCs and S corporations. And like I said, the benefit of those things is that we can show a financial report about what your business is doing, not only to report it to the federal government, so you have an identity reporting your income, and so that you can have this receipt to show it to funders as well, to show that like, this is what my business is grossing, these are my list of expenses, and then it shows whether you have shareholders, and just pretty much a receipt of all the business that you've done for the entire year. I don't know if you guys have any questions, but in summation, that's pretty much the benefit of filing your business taxes and just making sure that you're in proper compliance.
I love it. Thank you. So you just met everybody. I believe everybody on here can help you with PPP, can help you with EIDL. Every single person that just spoke, they can help you with the money. All right. So what I'm going to do now, we're gonna come back here about 2:50 for general questions. We're going to actually go into breakout sessions. So you can stay with me if you want to go through the website. I'm going to show you where you go to Sunbiz. I'm going to show you, where you get that EIN number, the DUNS, like all those little steps. I'm going to walk you through them, and you can ask me any questions. If you want to hear specifically from Partners for Self-Employment, their services, you might have questions. How do I apply? How do I get that 50K? Is there a workaround? Do I have to have all my taxes done? Both Partners for Self-Employment can help you with that. Marcela can also help you with that with Community Fund North. Natasha, I know you said that the breakout rooms are set up, so I'm going to let you just tell us how. You can put it in the chat if you need to, how we actually go ahead and choose and select a breakout room. If you want to talk to Naderah about deductions, tax planning, like, hey, can I put my car on the business? I learned, now some of you might already know this, and maybe I should have already known this. I was looking to buy a new car. I did not know I could write off just about the entire car if I had it owned by the business. I did not know that, but there are so many perks and deduction, especially for small businesses and creative professionals, that we don't know about. And she does. She specializes specifically to small businesses and creative professionals. So if you have tax questions or compliance questions, she can act for taxes, tax planning questions, she can actually be there to answer those questions for you. And we're ready to break out in sessions. The rooms are now open. You can select a room you'd like to enter. I don't see where I can select. Okay, so at the bottom right-hand corner of your Zoom, everyone, you should see breakout rooms. And you can go ahead and jump into, it says close all rooms. So Tasha, maybe, okay, there we go. Right, if you scroll down past everyone there, you'll see self-services with Maria, community fund with Marcela, tax compliance with Naderah, and everyone else can stay here in the main room with me. just before you leave, don't go just yet, because I see people getting ready to jump out, because you may leave the meeting. I just want to make some announcements about what's happening on Uptown, because this is a community, it's a truest form of a community redevelopment agency as it is. We're going to be with Breaking the Cycle. I think Maurice is on today. Hi, Maurice, how are you? We're going to be actually going on a community ride with Breaking the Cycle tomorrow. We meet at 103rd at the Bravo supermarket. You need a bicycle, you need lights on your bikes, and you need a helmet, right? Compliance, everything has that there to actually ride with us. It's very fun. I've gone as a private citizen, and tomorrow I'm so excited to be there as a representative of Uptown to ride with the community. What we're building in our neighborhoods, it is for you. Please, please, please connect with these resources. Get out there and get yourself represented. So we'll be there tomorrow. We're going to be with Dolly's Florist doing floral arrangements and items like that in March. And in June, we have the Uptown Avenue 7 Arts and Culture Festival and Business Expo. So if you're a vendor and you want to be seen, we're going to do a very high profile video this year that will stream nationwide. We're going to have those dates for you at uptownavenue7.com. We have a new website that'll be launching at the end of this month. So make sure you subscribe to our newsletter. You can do that through our Instagram page at Uptown Avenue 7 to get all this information. The slides that I had in the beginning, if you're registered, you will go ahead and get these slides at the end, which has everybody's contact information there. You can also get their information in the breakout room. I will see you guys back here at 2:55. Please go ask all the questions that you have. Am I automatically in a breakout room? I'm not familiar with how it works. Just go ahead and click at the bottom of your screen. This is for everyone, even my presenters. My presenters, go ahead and find your title of your breakout room. Just scroll down past the unassigned and go ahead and click yourself into your specific room. So Community Fund North, Marcela, if you look down at your screen at the bottom, it'll say breakout rooms. And you'll go ahead and, you don't see that? Okay, so I'm gonna have Natasha, if you can move Marcela to her breakout room. And I see like other people are moving into their breakout rooms. You all should be able to select that breakout room for yourself. I might be looking as an administrator.
Yeah, I don't know what I am missing, but I just see this.
So I think I'm gonna, Natasha, if you can just unmute yourself and, oh, there we go. She got you in there. All right, all right. And I'm gonna go ahead and get started. So I think you guys are getting the hang of it. Perfect. To go ahead and get in those rooms. Perfect. All right, so everybody staying here with me. I am going to go ahead and go through these websites. You can ask me questions in the chat. Also just raise your hand to answer any questions. And after every website, I'll stop for you to ask me questions. So let me share the screen and get you to, hold on, let me close, hold on, I got my email open, y'all, 1 second. Close that. And the Duns. All right, 1 second, just sharing the screen with you all. All right. All right, so we're gonna start at the beginning. For everyone here, I'm gonna pretend like you don't have these things already set up. All these websites are also websites that you can find inside of the presentation that I'm sending you, and they'll be hyperlinked. So all you have to do is click them. So I'm starting a business. I really want to start a business. I have the name for it. You know, I have the name ashleesocialhub.com. I got a website for it, but I don't have it registered for the business. So right now I'm functioning as ashleesocialhub.com, but the government knows me only as Ashley Thomas. And legally, I'm supposed to register that fictitious business name. This is your home base, your portal that you're going to always be on if you're a business in the state of Florida. We have the #1 rate for startups because we have very, very good tax incentives for businesses here. So people know, treat yourself like a business, treat your culture, you know, like a business, right? So many people will commodify and appropriate, but you have to own yourself. You have to own that value. And I'm speaking to myself as well, right? So you start a business right there. You see that one, you start e-filing. Very, very easy to do. It's really simple, actually. Let's say you want to just register your fictitious business name. Right there, you register that information. All right, stop, disclaimer. I have read it. When you register this, it's going to require you to actually post it in the newspaper, and it will be posted on your behalf as well to make sure that the name is not already taken. Usually people don't come back and say, hey, that's my name, you know? If you get no issue with it, they'll go, this is approved, right? I've read it, read the information, right? Workers' comps exemption, all that kind of stuff. And you may not need to understand all of this right away. That's okay. You will start to get a hang of it the more you do it, right? So you begin that one and boom, very, very simple process. You submit this form. There's more people. Say your business. So I have Muse as my business, my arts business. Well, then I have another, let's say, coffee company that I want to be able to take money under. I can take my business and put it under here so that I can actually use that name as well. All right, so sunbiz.org for that. All of these registrations follow the same exact process. Limited liability companies, profits, nonprofits, all those different ones. What's the difference? The LLC, protects you and the entity separately. Usually you say I have a partnership or an S corp. However you set up your business, when you're still a sole proprietor, you cannot protect yourself if you're sued. Okay, so when you're a separate entity as an LLC, a profit, a not-for-profit, they can only take from that company. They cannot take your personal assets. They cannot come for your house if it's in your name. So if everything's in the business's name, which some people suggest doing, if they come after that, they will come after your business. Some people open multiple businesses and put assets under different businesses. Okay, so you will get the hang of this as you go, but let's just start with one, right? If you want to protect yourself, LLCs are the easiest way to start. And I feel like the tax liability is a lot easier to handle just beginning. Any questions about filing that? Nope. Okay. All right. So the next thing that I want you to think about doing is your EIN number. Everybody can get this. It doesn't matter how you're filed. This is the number that you're going to put on your W-9. If you type in apply for EIN number, this is the site and it's .gov, right? So make sure you're not going to someone who's going to actually make you pay money for it. Apply, get your federal tax easy online to use. Why choose this? Actually, let me actually go to the irs.gov. 1 second. All right, so irs.gov is where you want to go because that's where you can get that stuff done for free. Okay, boom, apply for it here. Responsible party, apply online now. They give it to you almost automatically. It takes a little bit of time. So I was on a commercial site that's going to charge me to do this. Again, starting your business and setting it up, there's really no charge. You just have to know where to go. So your EIN number, irs.gov. Type in EIN in the search the same way you just saw me do that. We are recording this session, so you can go back and look through this later on. And then just go ahead, apply online and submit your application. It's going to ask you for this is authorized, right? Begin my application here and get that number. What kind of business are you? So that shows you go to SunBiz first, you do that part, you come here for the second part. All right. And again, they give this number to you very, very quickly. I'm a limited liability. You continue. It asks you what kind of structure. Make sure that you've chosen this. What is it? What it's not incorporated and it doesn't file articles of incorporation. All right. How many numbers are in your LLC? That's your little L102 zoo number. And so let me go back here for if you search a record and name, we'll go with my company. We'll go with Muse Educates. So we have a sister nonprofit. It's active here. That document number is here. You can see our EIN number is here. When people are talking to you and you're saying, oh yeah, I have a business, I want to get funding. Sometimes they're sitting right on SunBiz trying to see if you're actually registered. Okay. So they will do that for you. Because they want to know right away, is this a person that I can take seriously? All right. So those document numbers are going to be there for you to add into your EIN. All right. Once you add those numbers, you continue. EIN confirmation, 24 hours or less, you will actually have that EIN number for yourself. So now you have your SunBiz, you got your EIN number. And again, if you're doing a sole proprietor, not a problem. The reason why people choose not to do that, they want to protect their assets. They want to protect themselves if they get any type of lawsuits or anything against them. And, you know, want to protect their social security number, right? And even still, if you decide to be a sole proprietor, you just go ahead and get your EIN number anyway. Questions about EINs? No? All right. Then you go to get your business tax receipt. I'm showing City of Miami. I actually have ours for Miami-Dade County because we work mostly with the county. Oh, okay, Monet, I see your hand. Question.
Hi, good afternoon. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Fantastic. Okay, real quick question. What if you had your EIN number for like years and you didn't get the LLC yet? And then when you go get the LLC, would you need a new EIN?
You have to connect that EIN number. So if it's already connected to is it connected to a business already?
Yes, but
right?
I never got the LLC to now.
Okay, so
I just got the LLC.
yeah, so it's almost like a business conversion, and I've done that with a company before, where I had a film company that I converted to another space. So you're almost doing a reverse conversion. I want this EIN number to be connected to this one. I actually need to ask the tax person if you can do that in reverse. So that's a good question. When we come back to the general, we'll get the tax person to answer that question. It's either no, you need to, and if that, I might have a tax person on here too. So it's either no, you need to go ahead and register a new EIN per business, and or you're doing, it's almost like a business conversion where I didn't close this business, I've had it for a while, I'm changing the name and the structure of it, you know, and that way that EIN number, it doesn't start new, it actually keeps the years that it had on it, you know.
I would love that.
Yeah, so there are conversions that you can do, and I'm on my business spidey sense is that you can do it that way too. So I'm just converting the name of this business and the structure of it. The EIN number doesn't change. But let's ask that question one more time when we get everybody back in the room.
Okay, no worries.
All right. All right. So I'm getting right. Any other questions, EIN or Sunbiz filing? Okay, your business tax receipt. Neighbors and Neighbors, we got a loan at a very, very low percentage with them, but we could not get it until we had the Miami-Dade County local tax. This is for City of Miami. I'm going to go to miamidade.gov. That is your website for that local business tax receipt. It's your business license. It gives you the right to do business in the county. It's doing business with each other or consumers. Nobody really asks for it, but if someone comes in and goes, do you have your you can't get your permits for your building until you have these things. You can't, you know, you're not supposed to technically operate without it. No one really stops you until you start trying to apply for funding and stuff like that. That's when it becomes more of an issue. But legally, you're supposed to have this to operate in Miami-Dade County. Very easy to do. New applicants, I think it's less than $150, you know, so, you know, you pay to play. Each of these costs money. Your EIN number does not cost money to get. So Sunbiz, it costs money to register. It's about $150. Your local business tax receipt, it could be $56, right? So we just pay the fee. I think it's like $156. Let's see if they show what the price is here. So, you know, stack you 300, you know, 150 here, 150 here, $300, you should be able to get your business started and up. All right. Apply for a new account. They get you to register. They ask you all these questions. What kind of business are you running so that you can get this done? If you say, I actually, you know, I'm doing it online, there's a building downtown that you can actually go downtown and actually get it as well, not during COVID likely. So make sure you go ahead and use your online resources. They're super easy to use. I'm not going to answer all these questions yet because then it's going to take me through the entire application, but just answer to the best of your ability, right? So it's no trick question. If it feels like I don't really know this, I don't really know this answer about my business, there are people that you can call. The county's hard to get in touch with. All right. And there's always Google, right? So they'll give you more information here. All right. So boom, it takes you, where does it take you back? To that very same homepage that we're talking about, your Sunbiz page. So renewals are there as well. City of Miami has funding. If you're in City of Miami, they're giving away $20,000 to $25,000 to help right now with what's happening. So it's like, if you weren't in blah, 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 in business now, let's say you're doing it now, you just had to be register, because when that new round of funding, did you register last year? I hope you did, you know? And if you didn't, then you're gonna have to wait that 6 months to get the next round of funding. But if you're getting anything from City of Miami, they require a business tax receipt, hard stop. They will not give you that funding without it. And this is like for specific businesses. We've been able to get grants for other programs like anti-poverty grants, but that did not require this. But when we went for our for-profit to get that funding, they were like, well, you can't get it, you know? So we missed out on the opportunity. We rectified it, and then we were able to get that opportunity together. So make sure right now you do these things. If you're not applying for money in City of Miami, if you don't work in the City of Miami, you do not need that. The Dade County one will be just fine. All right. So just going back one more time, your Sunbiz, did you register? Yeah. Make sure you register on Sunbiz. There we go. myflorida.com. Right. I still call it Sunbiz, but this is, hold on. Let me go back to Sunbiz. There we go. All right. So if you put in Sunbiz, this site's going to come up and they're going to start your business. You can file here. Your EIN number, irs.gov. Go and search EIN and then click apply for my EIN number. The next part, get your business tax receipt from your county that you work in. If you want to work in Broward, get a business tax receipt there, but get your business tax receipt to do business. And it also allows you to do business with the county, right? County money is short and it's safe. Takes longer to come. You know, it doesn't hit your hands so fast. Take 90 days, 60 days, sometimes 130 days. So this is like, as you build your business, it's not a fast cash flow, but it's a safe cash flow. So that funding is definitely and for sure going to come your way. My toolbar's in my way. All right. And then the last one, which I feel like was very important, that I didn't mention, was your DUNS number. All right. So Nana, if you get money from Neighbors and Neighbors, they do ask for your DUNS number. Partners for Self-Employment asks for your DUNS number. This establishes your credit, right, for your business. And it's great to have that established because people can start putting, yes, they pay on time every time. They can also ding you, you know, so it also is a way to hold you accountable to actually go ahead and submit and apply. I have a US-based business and you go ahead and put your information in here. It sets you up an account. It provides you a number. This is free to do. They do have a paid service as well on here to like help you build your profile, but it's unnecessary when you're first starting. My company's 5.5 years old. We have never paid for the service. We just have it so that when we apply for those fundings, as of now, as we grow, we may need it. But as of now, we do not need to do anything paid for that. So really the only two things that you're going to find yourself paying for right now is registering your business on Sunbiz, right? You get that certificate. It's about $135 to register. And then also your business tax receipt. You have to file an annual report. So once a year, Florida still wants to get a little bit of money from you. So once a year, you got to file that annual report. It's going to be here again, right back here at this space. Let's go to corporations, and it's going to go to forms and fees, right? Forms and fees right there. You got different fees that you have to pay. And let me just see if I can find my annual report because it literally says file. And so when I can't remember, I just search stuff, right? And it makes it very easy to find. You file that report right there. You have to pay. It doesn't matter who you are. And it is in county code that you pay this late fee. And if it's important to you to keep your business and all this foundation that you set up, all right, we have 3 minutes left, then you need to make sure you pay on time, right? So you just pay on time. It's like $150 every single time, and it will give those reports at the bottom. So it lets people just see that you're actively doing what you said you're supposed to do. One thing, so I focus mostly on for-profits here. So for nonprofits, it's pretty much about the same exact thing, different, the only thing that's not listed here is when you start to want to raise money. So you have to actually go, you have to get a letter from like the Secretary of State of Florida Agricultural Space. And I don't have that link pulled up because we just started this process because we have a sister nonprofit. And so people go, why do you have both? Like they both serve each other in different ways. They're separate entities. One keeps a lot of things free and subsidized to the public. Our for-profit allows us to handle cash flow a lot faster. Our nonprofit also allows us to apply for grants, which arts organizations are found in that nonprofit realm all the time. So we do a lot of educational stuff that doesn't fall under the for-profit. So we have both set up. That's a whole nother workshop, like for nonprofits. And I would have somebody on who's an expert about what it does to help you leverage yourself when it comes to taxes, help you leverage grant funding in another way, in another capacity. But that is another topic. So I'm gonna leave these last 2 minutes before everybody jumps back in here. Any questions about those compliance things, like 5 things that you need? Any questions?
I have a question again.
Yes.
Okay. How long is the process for LLC?
It will take you less than 20 minutes to submit it.
No, just to get the information back.
Oh, okay, so about 3 to 5 business days for them to approve it. So it's pretty fast.
And do you have to have the LLC in order to do the tax receipt?
Yes, they're going to ask you how your business is. So you can do it as a sole proprietor to get that business tax receipt. But if you know you're going to go the LLC route, register the LLC, let that week pass by, and then go ahead, get your EIN number, so the process all the way to your business tax receipt will probably take you about 14 to 21 days if you do it back to back to back to back.
Okay, got it. Thank you.
No problem. No problem.
I have a question.
Yes.
If you just started your LLC a month ago, you're saying this annual report is due every March, I think you said, or May. Do you have to do that again because you just paid the $150
so next year
start
for
the business?
Yeah, so to my knowledge, that annual report for you is due the following year. So you already started your business. Yeah, okay, time is up for 20 minutes. Yeah, let's bring everybody back. I think okay, perfect. So you actually pay the following year because you're a startup. So they just want the annual report. So you start paying that the next year. I'm gonna put it on gallery. Everyone can keep their cameras on and can see. I lost my friend who was speaking, but yeah. So once you start that business up,
No, I just came back on. Yeah, I said thank you because I was just writing down the notes. Okay, thank you.
Perfect. Any other questions for myself? I see a hand raised, Monet. I'm gonna put your hand down. If you don't have another question, just so we know.
Oh, sorry.
No problem. So we know if people have questions. So just for people who stayed with me in that startup space, do you have any other questions? Actually, we can actually push ourselves right into general questions. So we have Maria back, we have Marcela back. I can work to answer questions on behalf of Uptown as well. And we also have Naderah back for taxes. So we have any general questions?
Yes. Hi.
Hello, Alan. How are you?
I'm doing great. Thank you very much. I got a question. We're working on the CIP right now, about to finalize that. And we put all of our future planning development and stuff that we were hoping from our. Now, there's also the BIIG grant available to apply. Now, I read in the fine print that if you get one of those grants, you're basically not able to apply for futuristic grants for 2 years. How strict is that? Because we don't know about all of our development yet, and now going and asking for something that we cannot fully commit, so we can do it in deadline, it's not something we're interested. And to do something that is a small grant, that we will be able to achieve, we'll lock ourselves to do it, our big project, in a year down the road. So do you know about that?
Yeah, so that's a great question. So the board has discretion. So this board is pretty involved, and they hear the concerns of the community. If you know your project's not ready, so you can apply for it, and it will be to the board's discretion if they allow you to either rescind money or you go, actually, we see that you're working on the project. we want to go ahead and extend a special grant for you. It may not be the CIP, or it may not be that one. Let's say you stay ineligible for that one. They do work to try to support the business, because once they give you that funding, they want to see you win. And so it is to the board's discretion to approve or deny anything of that nature. There are public meetings that happen, so you can go to miami-dade.gov. We will have them on the Uptown Avenue site at the end of the month, so you can activate everything there. You can access everything there, but miami-dade.gov shows all the public meetings, and so you can also just get to know the board members, right? So anyone who's in a sorority or fraternity or any kind of group, if you've been in a gang, you've been anything like that, collegiate groups, you know that the more people see your face, you know, and the more they know you, the more they want it. We're humans, right? They want to help you more. So make yourself known at these public meetings. Let them see your face, introduce yourself, get up during public comment and just let them know you're here, you're working, you're a grant applicant, and excited to, you know, do the work for your project. Any other questions for any of the speakers today?
One more.
Yes, I love it.
The Duns, the Duns. You said that's like one of the ones that Nana looks at?
So if you want to actually, in PSC and community, Marcela and Marie, you can also chime in for me. But when we apply for Nana, we've applied, they ask for the DUNS number. Even for like one of the county grants, they ask for the DUNS number that Nana actually distributes. So Nana administers many, many grants. That includes Uptown Avenue 7 and loans. So you can also ask them about other programs that will be available to you. But yes, they ask for that DUNS number, and the DUNS number is like the EIN number. It's pretty fast turnaround. Once you submit and apply, like within 72 hours, they go, welcome, here's your DUNS number for your company, for your business.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So if I can share just one tiny piece of advice. One, yes, you absolutely need to have a DUNS number if you're going to try to participate in any federal dollars, whether they be direct federal or pass-through. So you absolutely have to have it. The second thing is you're going to get an email from DUNS shortly after you fill out the application that says, for the bargain basement price of $300, we will do all of these things. Don't do that. You don't need to pay them $300. You don't need all of that stuff. They're selling you a package. If your business grows to a point where you feel like you're going to benefit from that, by all means, but all we need is the number. So don't let them hustle you into buying a $300 package that you don't need, because they're going to tell you, oh, we'll give you the DUNS number right away in 24 hours if you pay us the $300 and get this package. Just call them on the phone. It's a 188 number. Tell them that you're applying for a federal loan and that you absolutely need to have the number, and don't pay them the $300.
So people who are in my session, there you go. She double verified. You don't need to pay. You don't need to pay that.
Thank you.
Like that startup cost is really about $300 for real. So that 150 and that 150, your business tax receipt, and you're actually registering on Sunbiz. So those are the things that are going to cost you. Everything else there is pretty much free. From about 14 to 21 days, you can have your full business in compliance and set up. Then all you need to do is maintain. I know we're over time, but I just want to give y'all those words of advice that I would have given myself 5 years ago. QuickBooks definitely after year 1 would have been very nice. I used Excel for like 4 years, and I was crazy at the end of the year, each year. And when I turned over the books to an accountant, they had to charge me to clean up my books. And, you know, it would have been just better if I had started with, you know, a QuickBook and let that, because that is way easier for an accountant to clean than going through all of your bank statements. It's not fun for them, and they charge you money to do that. So that would be my advice after that year 1. Like you could get by if you can, because it's a fee, right? And we're all trying to keep those fees limited. And I saw Naderah, I'm gonna let you take that because I know you're the expert, but it's a fee for it. But after year 1, if you see that this business might be rocking, get into QuickBooks and make your life easy. Let them do that like basic accounting for you. Naderah, you wanna add something there?
Yes, I just also wanted to add that while I do provide income tax services, that I do set up QuickBooks for small businesses. So if that's a service that you need as well, obviously I can do that for you. And like Ashlee said, you need those books for your taxes at the end of the year. It just makes things so much more simple. We can just, I got my degree in accounting from FAMU, so reconciling those books at the end of the year to make sure that we get all your financial reports is very important for us to have to do your taxes. And then also you can use those financial reports, not only to make decisions for yourself, but you can also show that to funders as well.
Perfect. Do I have any last, Marcela? And then like my speakers, if you have any last statements, this is a great time to do that. If I have any questions in the comments, we'll answer them, but we are over time. So I want to respect everybody's time. Go ahead, Marcela.
Sure. So just very quickly, I want to give you another piece of advice regarding the compliance, which is not so much compliance, but it's really going to help you when you go look for funding. And that is really, as you open the business, open a business bank account and keep the finances separate. It muddies up your the picture of what the business is, you know, what the activity, how big it is, and it looks bad. When you're gonna look for funding, it looks bad. So, and then we don't have to, I mean, we're still gonna ask you for your personal ones, but it's easier for everybody, for yourself, for the business, and for us, or any lender that is gonna look at you. So just make sure every income goes to the business, every cash payment you get, put it in the business so it gets recorded there that you got that money, and then pay only business expenses out of that bank account, pay yourself, and then do your personal stuff on the other side.
So 2 accounts, everybody. And you see the tax person shaking their head, you see the funders shaking their head. So 2 accounts, all right? Business account and your personal account separate, right? And you need $150, you know, and I know I'm saying those numbers like they're just easy, right? Eventually they do become easier, because if you can make $1, you can make 10, you can make 100, you can make 10,000, you can make 100,000. It is possible, it's realistic, it's doable, and you go up from there, right? Once you know how to make it, it's just repeat, review, revise, execute again. All right. So 2 business accounts, even if you're not using that business account like right away, right? You're still trying to figure it out. You're adding cash. That's fine. You're taking some of your personal income and you're spending on the business. Just put it in that business account and spend that way. I do it very well, but you know, every time I don't do it, right? So you got to make sure that you do it, right? Every time sometimes I swipe that business card by accident, you know, or sometimes that's the only place where money exists, because we're all hustling, right? To make things happen as small businesses. So make sure you get those 2 accounts. Any other advice and or questions? You guys are awesome.
So I would give two pieces of advice. One, start formally paying yourself, not necessarily through a payroll company if you don't want to, although I am a fan of doing that so that you can take out taxes, get healthcare at in a group, you know, environment, that sort of thing. But start formally paying yourself, so that when programs like Paycheck Protection, our forgivable loan program that's around helping people retain their jobs, so that you can actually show that that job did exist, and you can qualify for a lot more programs. So absolutely start paying yourself in some fashion. And then the second thing is, I'm seeing a lot of small businesses that are qualifying for very large amounts of money, federal relief dollars, whether they be SBA loans, whether they be PPP loans, whether they be loans from us. And what I would encourage those of you who are able to access it, have accessed it, or will access it, is start looking at these dollars like large companies look at these dollars. Investment in the growth of your business, not some monies that you're going to use to personally, you know, go shopping or something. I mean, start really looking at how you can invest this money, because this money will run out. I mean, this is not going to be an open piggy bank forever. And a lot of people are qualifying for some very large amounts of money. And the last thing is, let's be honest. I mean, I'm a fan of a hustle like anybody else, right? All I need to know is the rules to know how to get around it. But unfortunately, you know, some of our small businesses are learning the rules, getting around it, but then not qualifying for things like the forgiveness component, because they're not really paying attention to all of those requirements, and they're going to get caught up in some debt that they didn't plan on having, like PPP. PPP is not an automatic dismissal. You have to qualify to have it dismissed. Our loan program, the same thing. So make sure that you understand what all the rules and requirements are and maintain for the period of time that you're required to, so that you don't create a lot of debt for yourself that you didn't.
So I love it. Forgivable will require paperwork. So keep that paperwork in order, or get somebody who can keep that paperwork in order for you. I want to thank you see Naderah saying that she actually handles that. Marcela can help you with that. Maria can help you with that. Kevin can give you advice, and analyze, but those are people who are going to get down in the paint with you and the paperwork. So if it's confusing for you, please reach out to these resources. We're going to keep bringing more and more of this your way. These recordings will be up. If you know people who want to have this session again, so we only plan to do this session right now at the top of the year, and again at the half mark of the year. So if you found this to be valuable, just leave us a note and say, hey, I think this would be valuable and I have people to refer. We want to know that we're reaching out to our community. Please share the links for them to actually get more information. And thank you all. Uptown Avenue 7, we are on Instagram. We're going to be riding with Breaking the Cycle tomorrow. So if you want to get into riding, I think it's about a 22-mile ride, and it's very fun. It's super fun. I love doing it now. Thank you, Maurice, for bringing that to our community. So you guys can get into Breaking the Cycle with us tomorrow, and we'll be, and the beautiful thing is Maurice is a business on Uptown. Breaking the Cycle starts on Uptown on Fridays. So you get to see our neighborhood, Uptown Avenue 7. I always say we're riding through transformation. So we're going to be transforming our community. We see so many corporations, do it. And what it's called is gentrification when they're doing it. So it's really redevelopment and revitalization when we're doing it, because we're residents here. We have a vested interest. Our business is here. Our children are here. Let's build, y'all. Let's pull that shovel. It takes work. It takes, dirt under the fingernails, and it takes a little sweat equity. But let's put in the work. Let's put in the work so that we can see that long-term sustainable, legacy build. Thank you so much, everybody. I'm going to stay for like a few more minutes. Please go ahead and, thank you. Have a great rest of your day.
I have a question for you, Ashlee.
Yes.
Hi, my name is Francoise Cham, and I would like to know, you mentioned that you have a nonprofit and you have a for-profit. Just to have, I just want to know, because I like your style, I like your knowledge, and I just want to know, do you will you mentor a company needing help? Is there a cost involved? Yeah.
I'm going to refer, I would love to, but I would love to do that, but what happens. It's the time.
Yeah.
So this is my way of the give back. It's like providing these resources. Maria is a amazing resource for that. Marcela and what we do is we refer you to people who actually we've worked with, and it's been successful for us. So the way we've been able to do it is through those institutions. So make sure that you're in touch with Partners for Self-Employment. Make sure and you're in touch with Community Fund North, Opelika CDC, Naderah. Like when you go, how do I leverage these things? She can show you the way. And so, these are also people who, sometimes you call like a government agency and they'll be like, oh, I'll get back to you when I can. No, these people want to be in touch with you and want to help you. They'll be right in touch.
Thank you.
Thank you, Francoise. Thank you, everybody. Thank you for being here. And we really appreciate all of you. I love it. It's good to see you. I said, Elsie, I see you now. It's good to see you. Thank you for the people who turned your cameras on. We love to see faces. You guys have a great rest of your day. Let people know Uptown Avenue 7 is here and business is growing. We're here for you.
Thank you, Ashlee.
Have a great one, everybody.
You too.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Alrighty.
Thank you very much, Ashlee. We will be in touch soon.
Perfect. I look forward to seeing you, Alan.
Yes, bye-bye.
All right.
Hey Ashley, it's Melinda. I have a question for you. I'm sorry. How you doing?
Good. Are you there?
You mentioned can you hear me?
Yes.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry. I'm so busy. That's why I couldn't. Okay. You had mentioned that there's events happening where you can go and sit down. It's Miami. What was the website for that one? Miami. What was it?
You said for events that you could go and sit down?
Yeah, and then, talk so you can get to know people and all that, like, networking. But you had stated a website earlier and I didn't catch that website.
Okay, for the networking. So I feel like I might have said, I don't know which one I said for that one. For networking, I might have said Uptown Avenue 7. Now my company, we have Muse. I don't remember what I said exactly for the networking. I'm sorry about that, Melinda. For you to go physically in space.
Yeah, physically meeting people and asking, questions and all that to just get.
You were talking about the boards and how you can go to the boards.
Thank you,
How you
Kenya.
can go to like
Yes.
the
Okay.
.gov.
Perfect.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. I'm sorry about that. So the public meeting is where you can meet the board. So like all of these different things that are happening, they're voted on by about 8 people on a board who are business owners and community residents in Uptown. And you'll also get to see us here. Their meetings are virtual right now. But they are usually physical and they usually happen at our Cola Lakes. If you go to miamidade.gov, you have to put in Northwest 7th Avenue CRA in the search box, Northwest 7th Avenue CRA. It's going to pull up the agencies and then it's going to say public meetings. And then you'll be able to see each of those meetings and register to attend. They're virtual now, and hopefully we're hoping that by the summer, they'll be physical again. And so that's just meeting the board, but if you want to—
Thank you so much for that.
Absolutely. If you want to do any networking and opportunities like that, we have opportunities for vendors to sign up for different things. And so make sure you subscribe to the Uptown newsletter. If you go to our Instagram page and just click the link in the bio, you can subscribe there, and you'll be getting all these different, not all these different emails, right? We're nice with it. Emails about what's going on and what's happening. My arts company itself, we actually have a vendors market as well. So we share that information so that you can get to know the other businesses in the area. And Natasha just put it in the chat for you. So miamidade.gov and then search Northwest 7th Avenue.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. All right.
And when is Muse next open market?
So the next one we have is February 14th. So it's every 2nd and 4th, and we're launching on the Day of Love. So 2nd and 4th, right here at the Muse campus, we have a day full of activities from salsa dancing, compa dancing. We have a battle of the sexes, fun kind of games. And of course, we're gonna have delicious food, vendors that you can buy items from, an art gallery show here called Disperse as well. So that's me as, as Muse here today.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Ashlee.
Thank you for coming. Thank you, everyone. Have a great rest of your day, everybody.